So we just got 6 new preview images for episode 6 of One Punch Man season 3 and also the official synopsis of the episode 6 itself. And well, what can I say? It looks okay at best. Well, this episode is most likely going to be a heavy dialogue episode. Unfortunately, another change of pace from what we got from the previous episode. Non-stop action here and there, and then we jump into a slow and heavy dialogue episode. This is pretty much going to be the last heavy dialogue episode from what I've read so far. And this is also the last part of the pre-Monster Association raid. The actual last part of the preparation on raiding the Monsters Association itself. So starting from episode 7, the next week's episode, it will be non-stop action here and there. So this is going to be the actual last one. So this will be another yapping episode, and you guys know what they'll do with most of their yapping episode. Yes, PNG, slideshows, you guys name it. So yes everyone, without further ado, let's take a look at the official synopsis itself. So here it is, the official synopsis of episode 6. Before invading the Monster Association, the S-class heroes gather to hold a strategy meeting. As their opinions differ, Amaimas, the number 1 A-class hero, appears and a fierce confrontation ensues between them and the S-class heroes, bringing the situation to a boiling point. As the heroes' intentions intersect, the showdown with the Monster Association draws near. Again, they're having their strategy meeting for the 1000th time this season. So yeah, this will be another yapping episode, another, I would say, mundane episode. Hopefully, whoever the episode director is in this episode will be able to nail how certain scene is being conveyed. This episode also have a chance to showcase the art direction of the anime. There are actually tons of manga panel that I would say needs a really good art direction. So that will be something that I would look forward to in the next episode, because I kind of gave up on wanting some character acting for an episode like this, considering the fact that this episode is going to be outsourced just like the last few episodes. I'm not saying outsourcing is bad whatsoever, it's just bad in this case because the production constraints, the production schedule is so tight, they can't even finish an episode in-house. Not even an episode, but pretty much all 5 of them. Their subcontracting studio like AAA Wuxi Animation, yes, animation studios from China, Korea helped them to even finish the episode because, again, the production is so tight, they had to call for help and unfortunately had to outsource the episode itself. Again, outsourcing itself is not really bad, but when it comes to a production that is really tight, tons of mismanagement can happen and your episode could end up like episode 5 and 3, which is mostly broken. But again, enough with the nerd talk, let's take a look at the preview images itself. Oh, before that, I would like to clarify that I did read the next few chapters. Again, for the sake of the context of making this video itself, I had to read the manga because why wouldn't I? So let's take a look at the first preview image that we got. So here you got Tatsumaki with her chibified form. Again, she looks cute. We also got Darkshine and Pig God. In this shot, I would say Darkshine looks really good. Finally, he is on modal, unlike episode 1. Okay, let's move on. Next up, we got the Child Emperor eating his lollipop. Again, nothing crazy. Next up, we got Amaimas. This is a really interesting angle. I'm pretty sure it is pretty much the same as the manga, but again, pretty strong drawing. And the shading in this frame also looks really good. Next up, we also got our first look at the anime version of Captain Mizuki. And yeah, she looks good. And as for our final preview image, we got this scene of King getting shocked by Bang appearing behind him. This kind of looks like Kazumi Ono's work from episode 1. Again, I wouldn't be surprised if he will be this chief animation director for this episode. But either way, both of them still looks on model, so that's good, I guess. With that being said, let's take a look and analyze each frame and also compare it to the manga. Alright, so for the Tatsumaki scene, I would argue that Tatsumaki looks really cute every time she is in her chibi form. And compared to the manga, yes, she looks even cuter in the anime itself. Again, something that kind of bothers me is the outfit that she's wearing in the manga. Her collar is pointing downwards, but in the anime, it's not really visible. Again, a small nitpick, but yes, she looks really cute in the anime. Next up, we got Darkshine and Pig God, and yes, compared to the manga, I'm pretty sure this is way before they did what they did in the manga, because their expression in the anime looks pretty much different here. And I'm pretty sure we can see Darkshine has a more expressive face and Pig God is pretty much eating eating the pizza. I'm pretty sure this is what they look before they do those expression. Again, I really hope they don't remove it. But yes, both of them looks pretty much on model, so I'm pretty sure they will be doing the same expression as they did in the manga in the next few frames of the scene itself. For the next frame, we got Child Emperor eating his lollipop. Again, nothing crazy, but if there's anything to nitpick, it is his hairstyle. It is completely different in the anime version. But am I mad they changed the hairstyle? Hell no, it's just a matter of preference. Do you prefer the manga version or the anime version more? Yes, I'm talking to you, Ko. Okay, let's move on. Now we got the Amaima scene. Well, in this particular frame, I really love what they did with the shading of the actual scene itself. Compared to the manga, obviously it is just a plain one. But in the anime, they have added tons of details in terms of the shading and overall look of this particular scene. Obviously, it is one-to-one to the manga. In terms of the framing, I love how Murata does his way of framing in the manga, but it sometimes doesn't really work in the anime. But in this case, it does work. The only change here that I can find is pretty much on the fact that we can see his full face compared to the manga. Again, a pretty good change. It's not really major, just a bit of tweaking that has been made. Overall, a pretty good looking drawing. Next up, we got the first look of Captain Mizaki in the anime. Yes, we did technically see her in the opening, but it's not really a true representation of what she will look like. And it seems like this is probably before she makes the same expression that she was doing in the manga. Hopefully they didn't remove the expressive face of her in this scene, but overall, I like her design. In our last and final frame, we got the Bang shocking King from behind. And it's pretty surprising that they didn't use the speed line here. Maybe they will use in the actual scene itself, I'm not entirely sure. But overall, both of them looks pretty on model. Again, pretty accurate to the manga, one-to-one to the manga as well. Nothing much. Again, I really hope the entirety of the episode can be a bit more consistent since this episode doesn't require that much of a movement. Hopefully, most of the characters stays on model most of the time. So yes everyone, those are basically I don't really have much stuff to talk about. This episode doesn't really have that much of an important scene. Obviously, we will be seeing some new designs from Genos and all that. Again, this episode will most likely going to contain tons of still frame, tons of PNG moving, sliding and all that. Again, at this point, is it even a surprise? But yes, since this is already the last part of the pre-Monster Association raid arc, let's hope that episode 7 and episode 8, which most likely and hopefully going to be a cinema, will turn out great and not like episode 5. And yes everyone, those are basically it. Expect more PNGs, expect more still frames in this episode. It is inevitable, this is another sacrificial lamb type of episode, but this is definitely going to be pretty much the last yapping episode. I'm just hoping that the next few episodes, which is action-packed, will turn out great. So yeah, thank you very much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next One Punch Man video. Goodbye.